how do you then detach yourself from that pressure of what the audience thinks of you?
I think what helps me detach right now is meditation, definitely. I track my meditation, and what suddenly started happening over a period of time is when I witness my thoughts and I don't indulge in it too much. Nothing has to be attached a lot in life. Can't be a relationship, an identity, a work, because everything is so transient. I realize why are we afraid to change is because we have been conditioned like that from the society mostly. You don't have to think about the audience. Because the moment you think about the audience, you're trying to prove yourself. And there's nothing to prove. You're just a being. You're a human being and you're not human doing.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the House of Yoga podcast presented by Yama Yoga. My name is Kavi. I'm your host and I'm also an international yoga teacher. Today I'm joined by a special friend of mine, Mr. Rohit Khandelwal. Hello, welcome Rohit.
Thank you so much, Kavi.
It's so nice to have you here. It's been a long time that we've been planning this conversation and I'm just so happy to have you.
I'm excited too to speak our heart out.
Yeah, I think something I really appreciate about our friendship is that we're always really open and honest with each other. And I think we've always tried to help each other evolve spiritually. And it's just such a refreshing conversation to have in Bombay where this place is always, asking so much of us and trying to test our egos, but I feel like we try to keep each other humble, and I just want to say I really appreciate that about our friendship.
Really, and I think there are very few friendships like that where you are so vulnerable and let your side out, which is something that you're afraid of, again about ego, feeling safe or not. I think I do feel like that whenever I speak to you.
Many of you may know Mr. Rohit as Mr. India, Mr. World. And if you don't know what that is, if you're listening from abroad, it's basically a beauty pageant. And he is, I think you're the only Mr. World, right?
Yes,
from India.
Right.
So you're representing
Correct.
India, which is such an honor. And I feel the reason is because you have this very, very calm aura. And I feel always very grounded when I'm around you. So I think that's got a massive part to do with it. And I want to share with the audience your story today. But again, like I was saying, I want to share about your spiritual journey. And I'd love to share with the audience who you were spiritually and consciously before all of this happened in your life and everything you're working on now, and helping the audience to understand how they can separate from their egos. We've talked about masking a lot in our conversation. So today's conversation is going to be about ego, awareness, spirituality, and staying humble amongst fame. And I'm really excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited. I was thinking that we should have extra hour to speak about all these things.
I wish we can. Well, let's do a part 2. Let's see.
Yes.
Actually, I've been telling you for the longest time, I think you need to start something like this, or, share this side of you, which I feel like is so valuable for me as a friend, but I think a lot of people will really be touched by this side of you too. So hopefully this is
actually I was earlier not sure about it because I had this image of Mr. India, Mr. World, and that identity was really strong.
Yeah.
And slowly I'm losing that identity because that's when I realized that we don't have to have one identity. You can have such a fluid identity, become somebody else. Our cells keep changing, we keep evolving. So why not we even change about what we do and let that flow the way it flows. So I'm very open to that. And yes, that's the reason I was very excited for the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have this not fear, but a part of me is I'm a yoga teacher, right? And I so strongly identify with that. And what if one day I'm not anymore, or I lose that passion, which I don't think I will. I really love serving and sharing with the world in this way. But it's like what you said, this attachment to all these labels and these roles that we think we should be, they can change. Like you said, we're transient beings, right?
Yeah. At the root of this, what you just said, I realize why are we afraid to change is because we have been conditioned like that from the society mostly. And there's a lot of unlearning that has happened in my life in the past 5 to 6 years. A lot of credit goes to because I stay alone and I could figure out what's exactly happening and witness my mind. And I've realized that we've been conditioned of saying that you have to come first in class or the one who does good. appreciates, and if somebody gets a compliment and everybody cheers for it, then this is the way you have to go about it. And you need this approval, you need this validation. But I feel all of this is not important. It's important like how do you feel?
Yeah.
And you define yourself.
Yeah.
And this is what I've read all my life, of course, but I started being that now, and it feels so good.
What do you
to
think
be
you're
this.
being?
I think I'm being my own self now. What I really feel is important. I wouldn't say 100%, but yeah, 80-90% I'm there. If I really want to do a podcast with Kavi, I really want to do it because I like it.
Yeah.
Not because
You should
how
be
the
doing
audience
something.
would want to see it as.
Yeah.
And this is what I've come across a very creative individual named Rick Rubin. And he's a very creative personality. He does something in the music industry. And he says that you don't have to think about the audience. Because the moment you think about the audience, you're trying to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to prove. You're just a being. You're a human being and you're not human doing.
Yeah.
So when you're born, you just be here. So when you try to prove anybody, then the art of what you're doing gets lost.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm in that state of right now, what feels important to me.
Yeah. Your work or your previous work has always been about being in front of the camera, being about how you present yourself to people, to the media. You know, I remember we had a walk on Juhu Beach once and people coming up to you. You know, you have this character around you that people attach, this, you know, identity that people attach to you, which is Mr. India, Mr. World, right? And how do you then detach yourself from that pressure of, you know, what the audience thinks of you? And I think you've said it really nicely, which is doing what feels good to you now, which is such an empowering, you know, state of mind to be in. Is there anything else that helps you detach from that, not peer pressure, but external pressure?
I think what helps me detach right now is meditation, definitely. Because lately it's been 400 and something days, I made a group of meditation. You're a part of the group.
Yeah.
So I track my meditation, and what's suddenly started happening over a period of time is when I witness my thoughts and I don't indulge in it too much. The problem is attachment, I feel. We get too much attached to anything in life. And I believe that's, again, my opinion. I think I can be wrong, but I strongly believe that nothing has to be attached a lot in life. Can't be a relationship, an identity, a work, because everything is so transient, which we just spoke about.
Yeah.
Your cells changing, you change so much.
Yeah.
And with meditation, I started seeing thoughts as they are. Okay, this is what I'm witnessing. This is what is happening in Rohit's mind. This is not who I am. So I start disengaging from the mind. I see things as they are. And then I realize that what is peacefully important for me right now. And nothing can own me, literally.
Yeah.
Nothing can own me. And from that perception, everything just flows very naturally. So meditation really helps me to not identify myself with these things. And
you know, you said about, sorry to interrupt, about you not owning nothing
owns
owning you.
me. Yeah.
Do you feel the same the other way around? Like, do you feel like you own things? Do you have attachment to objects or anything?
I used to be a very attached person, obsessed person, materialistic person. And I think initial time I would agree to this, that I was attached to fame as well. Because I think that was the way of being.
Yeah.
Because my parents, everybody were happy. Okay, you're doing this, that's good. You get this approval that this is needed. But I realized that's all wrong. You don't need any approval. You just need to do what is right for you.
Yeah.
And say no to everything around you then. And have this boundary if you don't fall under a community. The problem was community as well. Because you realize that, okay, now you're getting this kind of approval from certain people, certain places. Then this is the right thing. But it is not. That's the influence. And when you get out of the influence, you realize who you truly are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what started happening to me. I've realized that who am I truly? Behind Rohit Khandelwal, a Marwadi boy from Hyderabad, being born in this family with this religious belief. These are the beliefs bestowed upon me, right? But behind this, who am I really?
Yeah.
Then I realized that I'm a person who like deep conversations.
Yeah.
I like going back to my childhood memories. I like going back to my old house, sitting there
You love spending time with your
grandmother. Yes, I like just cuddling my cat. Behind this masculine Mr. India, Mr. World, okay, that's what the label is. But behind that, this is who I really am. And how much can I more tap into this unconscious self of mine?
Yeah.
So this is where I'm getting into. And I felt this is where I love being at.
Yeah.
Not just waking up, how much of money I can make, how much of brand shoots I have, or the business I'm going to start. That's not going to define me. That is what the society defined the definition of you. But what is your definition of yourself is the question.
That's really important.
And your definition of yourself is your way of being. What you feel is true in this moment.
Yeah.
With whom you really like to talk.
Yeah.
To where you really want to go. What you really want to do. Not what the society wants. And when that differentiation happens, I feel true in the moment.
What do you think society asks of you?
I think a lot of things. Society wants you to be in a certain way, achieve a certain place. Now, when I mean to society, it could be a lot of things, like you have a set of friends as well. And suddenly you do something big and they say, I'm proud of you. You did this. And probably when you're not doing, they might not be proud of you. So I feel I started having a very different set of friends as well. Now I feel I'm surrounded by those people who don't define me by my achievements.
Yeah.
But define me by the person I am.
Yeah. And I think that's also like similar to how we relate to each other as friends. Like it's about how we feel around each other. And I think you are a really good example around that. You're very selective about places you go to, people you hang around with, and the energy that you have in your house as well. It feels really, really nice. And obviously Leo is a big part of that, I have to say.
Thank you.
But how else would you say that you protect your energy? Do you ever feel any gut feeling in your body that something is off? Because for me, I might feel like my stomach is weird, or I get itchy skin, or I've even had like my hair fall out a bit in a relationship that wasn't right for me. Do you ever have any intuitive feeling that something isn't right? And how do you then protect your energy?
I do see, of course, I have sometimes things which are not going right, which are not the way I want to. I firstly tell myself that this is not my life. This is just a part of my life. And I try to meditate, journal about it a lot. And I do something like morning pages where I just write everything down that's happening in my mind to just clear things out.
Yeah.
I do like to speak to somebody at this point of time who can give me a clarity about this situation. And to protect my energy, I have very strong boundaries about people that I surround with.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of time to be comfortable with saying no. Because even now, a lot of my friends I come across say that it's so difficult to say no because they feel guilty that the other person might get hurt. But is that important that the other person might get hurt, but you're hurting yourself?
Yeah. Self-sabotage, actually.
Self-sabotage. And then how can you love from this place of self-sabotaging yourself?
Yeah.
And I feel love is such an important element in life. And you can only love when you feel full.
Yeah.
So with this protecting energy, I started feeling okay with saying no to boundaries.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get offended in this journey when you're authentic. A lot of people get, they think that you might have an ego, but I'm trying to protect myself, my energy, what feels right at this moment. And the ones who really understand you will understand you.
Yeah. And do you know what? I think they're actually, these people that are upset when you say no, they're actually just triggered because they're seeing you have a boundary and they may not be able to have a boundary within themselves. So it's a trigger for them to be like, oh, this person has this level of self-respect. And I'm not saying that that person does not, but it's witnessing you have a boundary that might be triggering for them.
Do you also think they are attached?
I think so, for sure.
Yeah, that's the version of you right now.
Yeah.
And that version is to make, you got to comfort them.
Yeah.
You got to bring this all the time. But we keep changing. The only thing constant is change.
Yeah.
And when that change is happening, the other person is like, how can you change? You're supposed to talk to me right now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be with me right now.
Yeah, you have that attachment to the outcome of how that time is meant to be with that person.
With me, my relationships have changed so much, Kavi. I used to have so many expectations. When I go to Hyderabad, my home, I want my mom to talk to me at this point of time. I want my brother to just spend the Sundays, Saturdays with me. And I want certain things to be a certain way. But those were not happening. I used to feel this is not done. I came with this expectation. This should have happened. But then I realized that let them be the way they are. If I could spend the time just on my way to my dad's office, I could just be with him the way he is, just accept him the way he is, or just accept anybody the way they are. That is love, actually, not to change that person. I feel.
Yeah. I shared this on my Instagram story the other day because a client and me were having this conversation, and she's going through something right now where she has realized that true love, unconditional love, is accepting that you can't improve somebody and that you just love them for who they are, as they are right now. They're not a work in progress. They're not a potential. You just love what you see. And I think that's similar to what you've said. Like,
absolutely.
You just accept them.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm single at this moment because now I know what I really want. I want to accept the person. But of course, there are some values which are really important.
Yeah. What would you say those values are for you?
For me, the value is accepting each other as they are. Like we just spoke. Value is to be a humble person.
Yeah.
The way they treat a driver, a waiter, or somebody should be as good as they treat any other person.
Yeah.
That's very important for me. And I feel somebody who love themselves.
Yeah. 100% is important. I think I really agree with that humility and just treating people nicely, because I've seen it before where people are, they have this ego, this arrogance where they think, okay, I can talk to this person like this because they're underneath me. And obviously there is like a deep rooted, injustice in the caste system in India, which still exists in some ways. But at the end of the day, we are all still human. And I think that's something that gets missed and is what puts us apart from people in terms of connection, right? But when we just remember that this person, just like me, has a heart, they also brush their teeth, they also have parents if they're lucky, we're all just human. And I think that is the most beautiful lesson that life, God, universe, whatever it is, wants to teach us, is that we're all one. And we need to take care of everyone in that same way. We need to show love and grace to everyone in the same way, regardless of what role that we're playing in society, right?
Absolutely. I totally agree. What do you think, Kavi, is the definition of success for you? Or maybe, definition or meaning of life or success to you?
Success? I often think about it because, I'm doing this podcast, right? And I think there is somewhere deep down like this feeling of like, okay, it should have this amount of numbers or this amount of people interacting with it. But then I remember, okay, why am I doing this? And it's because I want to do it. And it's as simple as that. And why do I want to do it? I want to help one person. And we spoke about this on the phone. As long as I'm helping one person and being there, sharing, kindness in this format, that for me is success. And it's through teaching yoga as well. But it's also, like we just spoke about, the interactions that we have with people day to day. As long as we're being kind and lovely to people, I think that for me is success. Because, I remember my friend said this quote. I asked him what his life purpose was, and he said he wants to leave the world a kinder place than the one he entered it as. And it's so simple, right?
That's so beautiful, yeah.
It's not about the numbers or anything else at the end of the day. It's just about that kindness. And I think that is the most beautiful reminder, because wherever you're at in your life, whatever you're doing, as long as you have that value and that pure intention, it doesn't matter what work you're doing. And we also spoke about that, right?
Right.
Having that pure energy. You could be a model. You could have, a multi-million-dollar business. But as long as you have that intention, it's always going to work out for you. And I think that's what success is for me.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. That's
what about you? Thanks
for
the question, by the way.
I think love definitely is the answer. Loving everything and being kind. But what I am at this stage of my life, I was never this attentive. Like when I'm talking to you, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
And a decade back, I think I was a lot in my head.
Yeah.
I was trying to, what I'm going to tell next, what I'm come here for.
Yeah.
How many of likes this should have. There was too much of calculation. And I feel the moment you are out of the present moment, that's when you're not living the life.
Yeah.
No matter how big you do things in your life.
Yeah.
So for me, attention and the presence is everything. I feel. So that for me, success is if I can be 100% over here with Kavi right now, not thinking about past or future, is success for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do most of the time.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about somebody billionaire, I just had a friend's example in my mind. So I have two friends very close to me because I come from a middle class family and I came here to Bombay in a sleeper class and I won Mr. World and I was hanging around with a lot of people who are billionaires traveling to business class to places.
Yeah.
So I have a set of friends there.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's literally don't have much money.
Yeah.
So this friend of mine who I was talking about, who came to Bombay a decade ago and he couldn't accomplish what he wants to do. And he lost his parents in meanwhile. He lost a lot of things. And now he works like a labor at some place, at the same time trying to be an actor. Now I have another friend who's a billionaire privileged. He comes from a very big family and always got whatever he wants to. Guess what? This guy is more happier than the other person. And I started asking me, why is that so?
Yeah. I was going to ask you why.
Yeah, the reason is because he started seeing this is where I am right now in my life. Both have struggles. Of course, this has more struggles. But after doing his 9-to-5 job, he see the rest of the time I have, what can I make out of this now? And he started finding small little things to be happy.
Yeah.
He makes sure that he eats good. He makes sure he goes to the gym. And when he goes to the gym, he sits there for 2 hours more, hang around with people. And he never judges, never have jealousy or comparison. That's why I love this guy's company.
Yeah.
Though now I'm an entrepreneur, starting a business is out, I see there is a difference in terms of how much money I make or how much he makes. But that doesn't make me differentiate between having friendship with him because he makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
He makes me feel I'm non-judgmental. So the difference I'm just trying to see is that the moment he's mostly in the present moment. He's always listening to me. He always looks at the cat, small little things and feels so happy. And the other guy always, he tells me that I don't know what I want in my life. I don't know my relationship with my wife right now. I don't know what I'm doing. And he has acres of land and he's doing something really big right now in monetary terms.
Yeah.
But he's questioning himself. So I feel happiness lies in the situation, place you are, but what can you do from here? Small little things to be happy. That's the only difference I feel. So for me, he's a billionaire.
Because it's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the movie, but there's a movie that you always tell me and a lot of other people about to watch.
Yeah.
I think it really wraps up what you're saying about happiness.
Perfect Days.
Perfect Days. Yeah.
Right.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Surely. I think this man who's in his 60s, he's a toilet cleaner in Tokyo and he doesn't have a great relationship with his sister. People tell him a lot of things to offend him. He does have days when he cries, but the best part is that he has a routine. And that routine is watering plants, reading a book at night, clicking random pictures, looking at small little cute babies and having a smile on his face, doing his work with full attention and love.
Yeah.
And with that routine, the day goes by.
Yeah.
I feel life is really short.
It is.
You got to have a routine that you love. And that is from small little things. It's not doing big things in life. And a year, 2 years back, now I don't see my mobile until 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I water my plants. I sit with myself, read something, because your work is just a part of your life. And the day you understand that, I think a lot of suffering goes away, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than watering your plants and, spending that time meditating in the morning, what are other rituals that help you feel nourished?
It
and
keeps
present?
changing. Now I'm thinking to join piano classes, go for
okay.
painting classes.
Fun.
So I'm just exploring. Like we just said, your identity is fluid. So now I'm feeling like, what do I want to do? It is at this moment, I'm starting a studio right now. So a lot of time spent in figuring things out, logistics. It's a lovely thing. And maybe it keeps changing from here and there, different things.
What's the studio going to be about?
Yeah, studio is going to be about different setups that we have for shoots. It's going to be a space for wellness as well.
Lovely.
So probably we'll have your classes someday there.
I'd love that.
So it's a 1,400 square feet studio with different places over there to shoot different things. And very exciting, something new that I'm starting with 2 of my partners.
Lovely.
So time goes in there, time goes in here. I'm with my cat Leo. And sometimes I don't even plan. I feel too much of planning is not good.
Yeah.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah. going with the flow, I think that's the best attitude to life. It's like you said about staying present. It's just the key, I think, because then you are detached and you're just happy in what you have right now.
Correct.
And I'm also just want to say really happy to hear what you're doing. I know it's a work in progress, but I remember.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you. I have a restaurant as well, which started
I know you do. I know you do. That's in Hyderabad, right?
Yeah, we started in January. So we have 2 places we have started together.
Yeah.
So that's my entrepreneurship.
Awesome.
And then I feel money is important as a tool, because the moment I became a little certain about things, then my journey to get into meditation, everything else started, because you can't find yourself from a stressful place, I feel.
Yeah.
So sort the money out as a tool.
You do have to have that,
Yes, and then things become better, I feel. So so there's a restaurant, there's a studio, and then I think, I don't know, I'll just go with the flow with more things starting, but not too many things as well, because I like being in the present moment much.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, and you have a little cat to look after too.
Great, exactly.
But no, I'm really happy because a year ago when we were talking, you were saying that you want to start something. You've been like, consciously like putting your money aside to do something that is a passion project. And now you're doing 2 of them. So I'm really happy to hear. And
thank you so much.
Wish you all the best for these projects. And I'll have all the links in the description so that people can, have a visit.
Of course, that'd be great.
And I'd love to also, do a yoga class at your studio. And
yes.
Actually, we usually start each episode with a meditation. Today, I just felt like we'd just get right into the conversation. But would you like to lead us through a meditation to end, or would you prefer me to lead it? Up to you.
Yeah, I think you should lead, because I've never done leading anyone. Yeah.
Okay. Just to share with everyone, I know we mentioned it briefly. Rohit has a meditation group, which has been really, really nice. And I'm not very consistent with my meditation practice. I do it like maybe a minute every day for sure. And I know that doesn't sound much as a yoga teacher, but it's just whatever you can do to keep you grounded. And I just really appreciate that you've made that chat, because it's the accountability thing. And it's just really nice every day I get a message from this person and that person being like, day 16, I've done 10 minutes, or you day 400 and something.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's really nice to have that accountability check. So today, let's share the meditation together.
We'll see your tick coming today.
Today we will, yeah. Okay, so guys, let's close our eyes if you can. If you're in a comfortable, safe position, you can sit down, you can lie down, you can roll your shoulders back and just open up your chest, your heart to receiving. Your hands can be on your knees, palms open, or down if you want to ground yourself a bit more. Let's just notice our breath. Are you able to feel your breath all the way down into your belly? Or is it mainly in your chest? Let's try to deeply breathe into our bellies. Taking an inhale through both nostrils, bring the air all the way down into your belly. And open the mouth and slowly let it out. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. One more time, inhale. And fully exhale. Relax your body. And just observe anything that might come up. trying to be in this space, in this moment. Using this time to pause and just let yourself be. And before we end this meditation, I just want you to think about the conversation that Rohit and I just had. Is there anything that you will be taking away with you? Anything that resonated? Anything you want to explore more in your own spiritual journey? And then let's bring the hands together in Namaskar in front of your heart. With gratitude to Rohit for being here. Gratitude for yourselves, your bodies, the ability to listen and to be alive. When you're ready, bow down and gently open your eyes. Thank you so much, Rohit, for being here.
Thank you, Kavi, for having me. Had a lovely conversation.
It's been a pleasure, and yeah, hopefully we can do this again. I want to give you a gift from Yama Yoga. They're the people who are making this happen, this podcast happen.
So excited.
We've chosen for you.
Oh, great.
I'll just give it to you and you can...
Thank you so much.
Fabric is extremely soft, and I think...
I'm a lot into workout as well, so I'm going to wear this into yoga.
Great, let me know. I've seen a bit of your yoga practice, so...
Yes.
I hope
think
you enjoy
this year is going to be more about yoga now.
Lovely.
Thank you. I love it. It's looking so good. The material.
It's very soft.
Yes. Very comfortable.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy it. And
yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to see what your rest of your life has for you. I'm sure it's going to be lovely.
Thank you, Kavi. Wishing you the same.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for listening and for being here. We'll see you next week for another episode. Namaste.